Each moment in life is so amazing, really amazing. Every time I open my eyes and look at different things that God created with His Word, I find them really beautiful and interesting. But in a special way, when I look at the man whom God created in His own image and likeness, using His hands, I can say that wonderful and great are your works, O Lord God Almighty. Peace and love come from you, creator of all. Have you ever experienced the beauty of the nature and great love of God? Have you ever done that? That's why there is nothing that softens human nature as much as peace and love. One day, an old man was walking along the street, and he observed how street kids were struggling, trembling on the journey of life, seeking for survival. He came up with an idea and said, "Let me take time and talk to this young generation. Maybe they can change their mind and leave this terrible situation they live in and find a better place suitable for them." He started following them story by story, somehow scared. As he was trying to grab their attention, they turned to him and said, "You old man, if you continue following us into our lives, we'll cut you into 2,000 pieces." The old man looked at them with pity and said, "Even though you chop me like onions in 2,000 pieces, those parts of mine will keep that view." The street children felt touched and said, "Wow, this old man really loves us. Let us listen to him." He put them together, gave them some food to eat, sat down, and started to advise them, saying, "Dear children, life is what you make it. So it is for you to decide, either continue meandering while suffering, or stop wandering and return back home to start a peaceful life. I have formed an organization called Youth Aid for Self-Reliance, with the aim of preparing a better future for young people like you." The street kids were really inspired by peace and love from the old man and went back into their families to start a new life. Two of my favorite symbols I love to use as far as peace and love is concerned, it is a flower and basket. You and I are not so different from this flower. As just this flower is special, you are special. You and I are not so different from this basket. As just the basket is unique, you are unique. Madam Council Chair, distinguished guests, my fellow flowers and baskets, ladies and gentlemen, this flower in life expresses love. That's why it's special. And this basket in Rwandan culture symbolizes peace. That's why it's unique. So what makes it special and unique? Is it the continent you live in? Is it the nation you belong to? Is it your family? Is it your class? Is it your physical appearance? No. What makes it special and unique is peace and love within you. There is nothing more beautiful than to wake up every day holding in your hands the full measure of integrity and dignity due to peace and love, especially gift from God. When you look around you, in the community where you live, among your friends, at your workplace, in your family, and everywhere you go, you find some people being in trouble and suffering because of different circumstances in life. Do you take time, observe, listen, and talk to those people in order to help them? Let me see your hands if you do that. If you do that, you're so special and influential. Because influential people have power, but not all powerful people have influence. And the people who take much care of others are always kind and good human beings. They don't do that because they have much. They do that because they love much. This simply means that when it comes to helping others, the size of your audience doesn't matter. When it comes to kindness, the size of your wallet doesn't matter. That's because when it comes to giving, it's only the size of your heart as only thing that matters. What else matters as far as peace and love is concerned is the size of your ears as the channel through which your heart feels touched to do something to somebody. There is no way how you can have an impact on others without listening to them. The more time you listen to others, the more size of your heart would be, just enlarging, enlarging, enlarging. It is your ear that makes your heart. If you write the word ear and put H before and T after, it makes a heart. So the people who listen much to others love much more than the people who don't. In our daily lives, we always rise and fall, trembling on the journey of life, seeking, discovering, trying to grab the deep meaning of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, but it's peace and love that brings humility, simplicity, joy, and happiness into our lives. Some families have broken, and some friends have separated due to lack of peace and love. Talking much about peace and love is a story I want to tell. Long time ago, there was a woman who lived with her begotten baby boy and had a dog. One day, she went out and spent there a long time. When she came back in the evening, she found the dog standing at the door, waiting for her. Its mouth was covered by blood, without any observation. The woman immediately picked the pistol from the ground and beat the dog to death. When she entered into the house, she saw a very big dead snake under the bed. And her son was in the corner of the bedroom, just smiling at her. Can you imagine how painful it was because of having no love? It's really sad. If she had loved her dog, she would have been patient enough before taking an action. Therefore, it's peace and love that makes a person think twice before he or she does something. My name is Virginia John Baptist. I am African, a Rwandan, a student, and a teacher, one among the pioneers of Voice Masters Africa. My strong desire is to work hard with a motive of becoming an instrument of peace everywhere, so that my nation, my friends, my family could be proud of me. Because the me I see is the me I will be. There will be never another me. I will make most of myself. There will be never another now. I will make most of today lovely and peaceful. In addition to what I've said about myself, I am 6 months old. I am 6 months old in public speaking. So I would like kindly to express my thanks to the founder of Voice Masters Africa, Mr. Isaac, and CEO Dr. Leonard, for the great work they did just making a 6-month baby talk. Distinguished guests, my fellow flowers and baskets, ladies and gentlemen, tough times never last, but tough people do. But if you aim at the sun and fail, you can land among the stars. Wherever you are, and whatever you do, you should always remember this. Peace and love is necessary for the people to live in freedom and liberty. Only what is needed is take your time, observe, listen, and talk to people in order to influence them. As this flower expresses love, love one another. As this basket symbolizes peace, be an instrument of peace everywhere. Because there is nothing that softens human nature as much as peace and love. Thank you.